If there was one thing Maya Lee hated more than cafeteria food, it was running into her ex in public. Hey Maya. Oh no. Not again. She froze in the middle of the quad, clutching her laptop like a shield. The sound of her ex-boyfriend's voice, Tyler, sent shivers down her spine. Not because she missed him. Nope. It was the opposite. He was the kind of guy who thought a 2-week fling meant lifelong commitment. Maya, we should talk. Tyler jogged toward her, hair bouncing like he was in a shampoo commercial. I've been thinking, maybe we can try again. Nope. Maya squeaked, stepping back. We're good. Totally good. I'm actually, seeing someone. The words came out before her brain could stop them. Tyler blinked. You're what? Dating, she said, nodding way too fast. I have a boyfriend. Very real. Very not you. Tyler's eyebrows shot up. Oh yeah. Who? Maya's eyes darted around in panic. Students were crossing the lawn, chatting, laughing, living peaceful lives that didn't involve public humiliation. She spotted someone tall, leaning against a tree near the fountain, a guy in a black hoodie, hands in pockets, smirking at his phone. Of course it had to be him. Ryan Ward. The dean's son. Campus troublemaker. The guy who'd once turned the chemistry lab into a foam explosion for fun. Her brain screamed no, but her mouth betrayed her again. Him. That's my boyfriend. Ryan looked up right at that moment, as if he felt her pointing. His blue-gray eyes locked on hers, curious. Maya gave a weak wave that said, please go along with this or I'll die right here. Tyler followed her gaze and laughed. Ryan Ward? You're dating the dean's son. Maya straightened her back. Yes. Problem. Ryan started walking toward them. Oh no. Oh no no no. Babe, Ryan said when he reached her, voice smooth like he'd been rehearsing it. He slid an arm casually around her shoulders. You didn't tell me we had company. Maya's brain short-circuited. Did he just... Was he playing along? Tyler's jaw dropped. You two are, seriously? Ryan looked down at her, lips twitching in amusement. Very seriously, he said. Right, sweetheart. Maya forced a smile that probably looked like a grimace. Right, honey. Tyler mumbled something about moving on, and practically ran off. As soon as he disappeared, Maya stepped away from Ryan, face burning. Oh my God. I am so sorry. I panicked. I didn't think you'd pretend to be your boyfriend? Ryan grinned. You're welcome. I didn't ask you to. You didn't have to. He leaned in slightly, teasing. You looked like you needed rescuing. I don't need rescuing, she said, even though her heart was doing cartwheels. Relax, Maya Lee. His grin turned wicked. If we're faking, might as well make it look real. What do you mean if we're faking? Wait, what? But he was already walking away, hands in pockets again, calling over his shoulder. See you around, girlfriend. Maya stood there, completely frozen. Congratulations, she thought. You just fake dated the one person your scholarship depends on staying away from. By Monday morning, the entire campus knew. Maya didn't know how. She didn't know who started it. But by the time she reached the coffee stand outside the library, people were whispering and pointing like she'd just announced her engagement on live TV. Oh my gosh, that's her, someone whispered behind her. The scholarship girl who's dating Ryan Ward. I thought he didn't do girlfriends. Maybe he's finally reformed. Or maybe she has blackmail on him. Maya almost dropped her latte. Reformed? Blackmail? She'd only said one stupid sentence to get rid of her ex. How had that turned into a campus-wide breaking news story? She ducked her head and speed-walked across the courtyard. Maybe if she moved fast enough, people would stop staring. Hey, girlfriend. She stopped dead. That voice. That infuriatingly amused voice. Ryan Ward leaned against the railing outside the library, looking like he'd stepped straight out of a college romance poster. Messy dark hair, a white t-shirt, jeans, that lazy grin that made girls swoon and professors sigh. Don't call me that, Maya hissed, marching over. People already think we're ugh. She waved her hands. Dating. He raised an eyebrow. Which we are. Allegedly. This isn't funny. He tilted his head. Oh, I think it's hilarious. Maya glared. You could just tell people it's not true. I could, he agreed, taking a slow sip of his iced coffee. But where's the fun in that? She blinked. You're enjoying this? Maybe a little. He smirked. Campus hasn't been this entertaining in weeks. Maya groaned. You are unbelievable. I've been told that before. She wanted to throw her latte at him. Instead, she muttered, Fine. Whatever. Just, don't make it worse. Too late, Ryan said lightly. My dad called me into his office this morning. Maya's stomach dropped. Your dad? The dean. He nodded. He wanted to know if I was finally settling down. I told him, yeah, with a smart, responsible girl named Maya Lee. His words, not mine. She gawked. You told your dad it's real? Relax. He looked happy for once. I didn't have the heart to crush his dreams. Ryan. Hey, he said, grinning at her panic. Don't worry. We'll just fake date until your ex stops stalking you, or until my dad gets distracted by the next faculty scandal. Win-win. Maya stared at him. You're seriously planning to keep this up? He shrugged. Unless you have a better idea. She didn't. She really didn't. Her brain was too busy replaying the image of the dean smiling and saying her name. If he found out it was a lie, she could kiss her scholarship goodbye. Fine, she muttered. We fake date. But we keep it low-key. No PDA. No dramatic scenes. No, whatever it is you do that gets attention. Ryan's grin widened. So rules. Yes, rules. She crossed her arms. Rule number 1. No flirting. Already breaking it. Rule number 2. Don't touch me in public. He leaned closer, his breath warm on her ear. Then how will people believe it's real? Maya jumped back, cheeks burning. You're impossible. And yet, he said, looking entirely too pleased with himself, you're still standing here. She turned on her heel, muttering something about needing caffeine and self-control. But as she walked away, she could still hear him chuckling softly behind her. Later that night, her phone buzzed. Ryan Ward, be ready at 6 tomorrow. Dinner date. Dean's request. Maya nearly dropped her phone. Dinner date? With the dean? She typed furiously. Maya, what do you mean dinner date? Ryan. Relax. Parents love me. Maya, you're literally his biggest headache. Ryan. All the more reason to impress him, winky face. Maya stared at her screen, heart pounding. Oh no. Oh no, no, no. This fake relationship was about to become way too real. If there were a ranking of the world's worst ideas, fake dating the dean's son and having dinner with his family would definitely be in the top 3. Maya spent the next 24 hours in full panic mode. Should she dress up? Or would that look like she was trying too hard? What if the dean asked about their relationship? What if Ryan made some sarcastic comment and gave everything away? She was halfway through her 5th outfit change when her roommate, June, threw a pillow at her. Breathe. Maya. It's just dinner. With my boyfriend's father, Maya groaned. Who happens to be the dean of our university. June grinned. Well, at least he already likes you. Probably because he thinks you're saving Ryan from his rebellious phase. Haha. Maya threw the pillow back. This isn't funny. June shrugged. Could be worse. You could actually be dating him. Maya went still. Yeah, that would be worse. Right? At 6 sharp, Ryan showed up at her dorm, knocking like he owned the place. When Maya opened the door, he gave a low whistle. Wow. You clean up nicely. Don't, she said, pointing a finger at him. No flirting. Rule number 1, yeah. He smirked. You ready, girlfriend? Stop calling me that. He leaned closer. Then stop pretending you hate it. She glared. He grinned wider. Typical Ryan. The dean's house was on the edge of campus, a big white colonial-style home surrounded by neatly trimmed hedges. It was warm, welcoming, and smelled like roasted chicken. Dean Ward opened the door himself, smiling in that formal, slightly intimidating way only deans and CEOs could pull off. Maya, it's so nice to finally meet you. Ryan's told us so much. Maya froze. He has. Oh yes, the dean said warmly. He said you're helping him focus more on school. I'm glad someone finally can. Ryan coughed. Yeah, she's really good at keeping me in line. Maya wanted to melt into the floor. Then Mrs. Ward appeared, the exact opposite of her husband. Bubbly, talkative, and instantly hugging Maya like they were old friends. You're adorable, she said. And so polite. Ryan, sweetie, don't mess this one up. Ryan grinned. I'll try my best, Mom. Maya shot him a death glare. He looked delighted. Dinner went shockingly well at first. Maya tried her best to sound smart and normal. She talked about her scholarship, her classes, her part-time job at the library. The dean nodded approvingly. Mrs. Ward kept refilling her plate. Then came the dangerous part. So, Maya, Mrs. Ward said, leaning forward. How did you two meet? Maya froze. Fork midair. How did they meet? Technically, she pointed at him in a panic and lied to her ex. But she couldn't exactly say that over mashed potatoes. Ryan, of course, jumped in. She bumped into me outside the library. Spilled coffee all over my shirt. That's true, Maya admitted slowly. Except it was your fault. Ryan smirked. Details. Details. Mrs. Ward smiled. And it was love at first sight? Maya nearly choked. Pretty much, Ryan said smoothly, grabbing her hand under the table. She tried to deny it, but she couldn't resist my charm. Maya's brain screamed. His hand was warm. Too warm. Why wasn't she pulling away? Dean Ward chuckled. Well, I'm glad someone's finally keeping you grounded, son. Yeah, Ryan said softly, looking at her with a little half-smile that. Wait, why did it look genuine? Maya quickly looked away, pretending to study her mashed potatoes like they held the secrets of the universe. When dinner ended, the Wards insisted on sending leftovers home with her. Ryan offered to walk her back to her dorm. As soon as they were outside, Maya turned to him. You're unbelievable. He grinned. You say that a lot. You lied to your parents. Technically, we both did. That's not ugh. She threw her hands up. We can't keep this up, Ryan. It's getting out of control. He tilted his head, studying her. Then why haven't you told anyone the truth? Maya froze. Because she couldn't. Because if the dean found out, she could lose her scholarship. Because maybe part of her didn't want to. Before she could answer, Ryan smiled that teasing smile again. See you tomorrow, girlfriend. By the next morning, Maya's life had officially turned into a soap opera. She couldn't walk 10 steps without hearing whispers. Oh my God, that's Maya. Ryan Ward's girlfriend. I heard they had dinner with his parents last night. Maybe he's finally serious about someone. Serious. Right. Totally serious. So serious it was all one big ridiculous lie. Maya buried her face in her hands as she sat in the campus cafe. This is out of control, she muttered. June, her roommate and self-appointed gossip analyst, took a dramatic sip of her iced coffee. You're trending on campus, girl. Everyone's talking about you. Someone even made a meme. Maya groaned. I don't want to be a meme. June smirked. Too late. You're in the group chat called Ward Watch 24/7. I hate it here. On the bright side, June said, scrolling through her phone, you and Ryan look cute together. Maya gave her a look. We're not together. It's fake. June arched an eyebrow. Sure. Tell that to the hand holding at dinner last night. Maya froze. Wait, how do you? June smirked. Girl, Ryan's mom posted a picture on Facebook. Captioned it. So happy to meet our son's lovely girlfriend. You're tagged. Maya dropped her fork. What? Later that day, as she tried to sneak out of the library, Ryan found her. Of course he did. He leaned against the doorway, looking far too smug for someone who just caused a social meltdown. Hey, superstar. Don't start. He grinned. I saw the post. My mom's thrilled. You looked cute, by the way. I looked like I was about to faint, she hissed. Do you realize what this means? Everyone believes it now. Good, Ryan said easily. That means the act's working. Working for who? You. He shrugged. My dad's been smiling all week. Professors are treating me like I finally grew up. I haven't been called into the office once. Maya blinked. So you're saying, I'm improving your reputation? Exactly. His grin softened a little. And for you, it keeps Tyler off your back. Win-win. She wanted to argue, but technically he wasn't wrong. Tyler had stopped messaging her. And okay, maybe Ryan had helped more than she'd admit. Still, she crossed her arms. This can't last forever. The longer we fake this, the worse it'll be when people find out. Then don't let them find out, he said simply. At least not yet. Maya glared. You make lying sound like an extracurricular activity. Ryan's grin widened. Maybe it is. By Friday, the rumor storm had evolved into full-blown drama. People stared when they walked into class together. A few girls whispered jealous things when Ryan sat beside her. One even muttered, "She's so plain. How did she get him?" Maya pretended not to hear it, but Ryan did. After class, he leaned in and said quietly, "Ignore them. They don't know you." Her chest tightened unexpectedly. "I don't care what they think," she lied. Ryan gave her a small knowing smile. "You do a little." She didn't answer. Because maybe she did. Maybe it stung, being seen as some joke in someone else's story. That evening, while they were supposed to be seen together at the campus courtyard, it happened. They were sitting on the steps by the fountain, pretending to study while students passed by. Ryan scrolling on his phone, Maya highlighting random words in her textbook. Then a group of guys passed, laughing loudly. One of them, clearly drunk, said, "Hey Ryan, didn't know you were into bookworms." Maya froze. The guys laughed and walked off. Ryan's jaw tightened. Then, before she could say anything, he stood up, pulled her gently to her feet, and without warning, slid his arm around her waist. She blinked. "What are you?" He looked down at her, his voice low. "Making it look real." Then he kissed her. It wasn't a dramatic, movie-style kiss. Just a soft, quick press of lips. Warm, unexpected, and entirely too real. The world went quiet for half a second. Then students started gasping. Phones clicking. Ryan pulled back slightly, his grin returning. "That should kill the rumors." Maya stared at him, speechless. You just kissed my girlfriend," he said casually. "Fake girlfriend." Obviously. Her heart was racing. Her face was on fire. And somehow, her voice barely worked. Right. Obviously. But as she walked back to her dorm that night, she realized something terrifying. The kiss might have been fake. Her reaction wasn't. Maya woke up the next morning with one clear thought. She was doomed. Every time she closed her eyes, she could still feel it. Ryan's lips on hers. Quick. Warm. Way too real. She buried her face in her pillow and groaned. It wasn't real. It wasn't real. It wasn't real. June, who was brushing her hair in front of the mirror, raised an eyebrow. If you chant it 3 times, does it stop being a kiss? Maya threw the pillow at her. You saw that video, didn't you? June smirked. Everyone saw it. Someone posted it on campus TikTok. You two are officially the it couple. Maya groaned louder. Why is my life public property? Because you fake dated the dean's son, June said sweetly. You can't expect subtlety. By lunchtime, Maya couldn't go anywhere without someone bringing it up. Cute kiss, Maya. Was it your first one? Do you guys have a couple name yet? She wanted to disappear. Ryan, on the other hand, looked like he was thriving. He strolled across the courtyard like a celebrity, smiling, waving, pretending not to notice the crowd of students snapping photos. When Maya finally cornered him outside the student union, she didn't bother with pleasantries. You kissed me in public. You're welcome. That wasn't a thank you moment, she hissed. Do you have any idea what that did? Ryan grinned. Yeah. It made people stop saying you were too plain for me. Maya blinked. You heard that. He shrugged, eyes softening just a little. I hear a lot of things. For a second, something shifted. He wasn't smiling, wasn't teasing. He was just looking at her. Really looking. It made her heart stutter. She broke eye contact fast. You didn't have to defend me. I know, he said easily. I wanted to. There it was again. That tone. That something in his voice that didn't sound fake at all. Before she could respond, a group of students passed by, whispering loudly about the cutest couple ever, and Ryan's smirk returned. "See," he said. "Mission accomplished." Maya glared. "You are insufferable. And yet here you are," he said. "Still fake dating me." She wanted to deny it, to walk away and end the whole mess. But the truth was, she couldn't. Not when the entire campus and the dean believed it. And not when part of her didn't really want to. That evening, Maya tried to focus on her work at the library. She had an essay due, a pile of readings, and zero concentration. Every paragraph blurred into Ryan's stupid grin. "Hey!" She looked up, and there he was, leaning against the shelf, hands in pockets, looking way too at home in the quiet library. "You shouldn't be here," she whispered. "The last time you came, you got banned for rearranging all the book titles to spell out swear words." Ryan chuckled. Good times. He slid into the seat across from her. "So, about earlier. What about it?" she asked, pretending to read. "The kiss." Maya's pen froze. "Oh, that. Yeah. Thanks for the PR stunt." He frowned slightly. "PR stunt. Well, wasn't that what it was? For the act." For a moment, he didn't answer. Then he leaned forward, elbows on the table, voice lower. "What if it wasn't?" Her heart tripped. "What? What are you talking about?" Ryan smiled faintly, but there was something real in his eyes now. "Maybe I just wanted to." Maya blinked. You can't say stuff like that. We have rules." "Rules you made," he said. "And you break them every time you blush." "I do not blush," she hissed, feeling her face burn. Ryan laughed quietly. "You do, actually." "Ryan." "Relax," he said, leaning back with a smirk that didn't quite hide the warmth in his gaze. "I'm just saying, it doesn't always have to be fake." Maya couldn't find words. Her chest was tight, her thoughts a mess. He stood, shoving his hands back in his pockets. "See you tomorrow, girlfriend." When he left, the library suddenly felt too quiet. Too still. Maya stared at her notes but didn't read a word. Because for the first time since this whole mess began, she wasn't sure where the line between fake and real actually was. Maya had promised herself she would keep her distance. No more heart-fluttering moments. No more accidental eye contact. Just a clean, professional fake relationship. That lasted about 12 hours. The group project from hell. Monday's seminar brought a new nightmare. Group work. And of course, the professor smiled as she read the list. "Ryan Ward and Maya Lee, you'll be partners again." The room buzzed. Someone whispered, "Couple goals." Maya wanted to vanish into her chair. When class ended, Ryan sauntered over. "Looks like fate likes me. Looks like I'm cursed," she muttered, stuffing her notebook in her bag. He grinned. "Library at 7? Fine. But we actually have to study this time." "Sure," he said, already texting. "I'll bring snacks. Real study fuel." Maya groaned. He's going to bring chips and chaos. At 7, the library was half empty. Ryan showed up 10 minutes late carrying, of course, a bag of chips and a bottle of soda. Maya gave him a flat look. "You're unbelievable." "I'm consistent," he said, sliding into the chair next to her. For a while they actually worked. Sort of. Ryan doodled cartoons of their professor. Maya tried not to laugh. Every time their shoulders brushed, her heart jumped. Then his phone buzzed. He frowned, reading a message. "Everything okay?" she asked. "Yeah. My dad," he said quietly. "He wants to have coffee tomorrow. He said he's proud of me." Maya blinked. "That's good, right?" He nodded, but there was a strange look in his eyes. He hasn't said that in years. For once, Ryan wasn't joking or smirking. He just looked tired, like someone carrying a weight nobody noticed. Maya hesitated, then said softly, "Maybe he means it. Maybe he's seeing a side of you he didn't before." He met her gaze, smiling faintly. "Maybe because of you." Her stomach flipped. "Don't say stuff like that." "Why not?" "Because it sounds real." Ryan leaned a little closer. "Maybe it is." She looked away, pretending to focus on her notes. Her pulse wouldn't slow down. The late-night walk. When the library closed, they stepped outside into cool night air. Campus was quiet, lights glowing over empty sidewalks. Ryan shoved his hands in his pockets. "Want me to walk you back?" "I can manage," she said automatically. "I know," he said with a grin. "Still asking." They walked side by side. For once, there was no teasing, no cameras, no crowd. Just the sound of crickets and their footsteps. "Can I ask you something?" Ryan said after a moment. "Sure." "When you first said I was your boyfriend," he smiled sideways. "Why me?" Maya exhaled a laugh. "You were standing there. Wrong place, wrong time." "Lucky me." She rolled her eyes, but he looked at her with that easy half-smile again. Soft, not cocky. The kind of smile that made her forget why she'd been angry at him. They reached her dorm steps. She turned to say goodbye, but he was still looking at her, hands shoved deep in his pockets, expression unreadable. "Maya," he said quietly, "sometimes I forget this is fake." Her breath caught. "Ryan." Before she could finish, someone shouted from across the courtyard. "Ryan! Dean's looking for you." They both jumped. It was one of Ryan's friends, waving wildly. The moment shattered. Ryan sighed, rubbing the back of his neck. "Guess reality's calling." "Go," she said quickly, grateful for the darkness hiding her blush. He gave a crooked grin. "See you tomorrow, girlfriend." She watched him jog off, the word girlfriend echoing in her head long after he disappeared. The text. That night, her phone buzzed. "Ryan, thanks for tonight." Maya. "For what?" Ryan, "For making me feel not like a screw-up." Maya. "You're not a screw-up." Ryan, "Don't tell anyone, but I actually believe you." Maya smiled at the screen, heart doing that annoying flutter again. Then another message popped up. Ryan, "Also, my dad invited you to the Dean's Gala this weekend. Couples only, winky face." Maya's eyes widened. A gala. Faculty, donors, reporters, the whole school elite. This wasn't just fake dating anymore. This was a public performance with no script, and the risk of the truth blowing up in both their faces. She dropped her phone onto the pillow, whispering to herself. Great. What could possibly go wrong? Maya spent the entire week pretending not to panic. Every time she passed a poster that said Dean's Gala, Saturday night, her stomach twisted tighter. She wasn't built for fancy events or cameras or pretending to be in love while standing next to someone who made pretending feel a little too easy. The preparation. June stood in the middle of their tiny dorm room, holding two dresses like a stylist on a mission. This one says responsible scholarship student. She lifted the navy one. This one says Ryan Ward's mysterious girlfriend who might actually steal your heart. She waved a red one. Maya buried her face in her hands. I just want one that says please don't fire me for my scholarship. Red it is. Ryan showed up half an hour early, because of course he did, wearing a black suit that made him look far too expensive for a college campus. When Maya opened the door, his grin froze for half a second. Wow. Don't start, she warned, cheeks heating. He laughed softly. Relax. I'm just thinking my fake girlfriend's about to outshine everyone at a faculty gala. That's dangerous. Dangerous for my GPA maybe. Dangerous for my self-control, he muttered. She pretended not to hear it. Probably better that way. The gala. The ballroom sparkled with chandeliers and people in suits. Maya held on to Ryan's arm like it was a lifeline. Every few steps, someone stopped them. Ryan. Glad to see you settling down. Is this the young lady? Lovely. Maya smiled until her face hurt. Ryan was perfect, polite, charming, dropping her name every chance he got. And every time he looked at her, really looked, her pulse stuttered. Then it happened. A blonde girl in a silver dress walked up, clutching a glass of champagne. Ryan, she said sweetly. Didn't expect to see you here. With company. Maya recognized her instantly. Claire. Ryan's ex. The one who'd once trended on campus for breaking his heart. And his guitar. Claire, Ryan said evenly. This is Maya. Claire's smile didn't reach her eyes. Oh, the famous girlfriend. You're all over social media. She turned to Ryan, voice dripping honey. Didn't think you were the relationship type anymore. Maya forced a polite smile. People change. Claire's eyes flicked over her dress. Apparently. Before Maya could respond, Ryan slipped his hand around her waist and pulled her a little closer. Maya's been good for me, he said lightly. You know, focus, responsibility. All that boring adult stuff. Maya glanced up at him, surprised at how sincere he sounded. Claire blinked, fake smiled, and walked away. As soon as she was gone, Maya whispered, "Thanks for the rescue." Ryan's thumb brushed her side. "Anytime, girlfriend." The dance. Later, a slow song started. Ryan held out his hand. "Come on. I don't dance. Good thing I do." He pulled her into the crowd, one hand on her waist, the other guiding hers to his shoulder. They swayed, awkward at first, then easier, like the music had its own gravity. "You're staring," she murmured. He smiled, trying to remember what fake looks like. Maya's heart stumbled. "Ryan." He leaned closer, voice barely audible over the music. "Tell me this still feels fake." She couldn't. Not when the world had gone soft around them. Not when he was looking at her like she was the only real thing in the room. Then the dean's voice cut through the microphone. "Ladies and gentlemen, a toast to the future of our university, and to young couples who remind us that growth comes from unexpected places." The spotlight landed right on them. Maya froze. Ryan just squeezed her hand and smiled for the cameras. Click. Flash. Too real. After the lights. Outside, away from the noise, Maya finally breathed. "That was insane." Ryan loosened his tie, still smiling. "You survived. You thrived," she said. "You were born for this." He shook his head. "Nah. Only good part was dancing with you." Her heart skipped again. "Traitor. You're saying that because people are watching." "No one's watching now," he said softly. Silence. The night smelled like rain and new trouble. Maya opened her mouth to speak, but before she could, a voice called out behind them. "Ryan." "Maya. The dean wants a word." They both turned. Dean Ward stood by the door, expression unreadable. Ryan whispered, "Oh." Maya whispered back, "What now?" He sighed. "Guess we'll find out." The ballroom lights faded behind them as Maya followed Ryan toward a smaller lounge. Dean Ward stood by the window, hands clasped behind his back, expression halfway between proud and suspicious. Ryan leaned close and whispered, "Whatever he says, just smile." "Smile." Maya hissed. "We're about to get caught." He grinned faintly. "Then we go down in style." The dean's question. "Sit down," the dean said. His voice wasn't angry, but it wasn't warm either. Maya's knees wobbled as she perched on the edge of the sofa. Dean Ward looked between them. "You two have been quite the talk of campus lately." "Yes, sir," Ryan said lightly. "Guess people like good news for once." The dean's eyes narrowed. "Good news is one thing. But I've been hearing this relationship might be more theatrical than sincere." Maya's heart stopped. Sir." He held up a hand. "Don't panic. I'm not accusing anyone. I just need to know that my son's sudden turn toward responsibility isn't another performance." Ryan sat up straighter, something proud flickering in his face. "It's not." The dean raised an eyebrow. "You expect me to believe that?" "Yes," Ryan said quietly. "Because I'm trying. Because she makes me want to try." Maya froze. He wasn't joking. No smirk, no teasing tone. Just truth. Dean Ward looked at him for a long moment, then nodded slowly. "All right. I'll take you at your word." "But Ryan." "Yeah. If this is real, treat her like she matters. And if it isn't, end it before someone gets hurt." Maya's throat tightened. The dean stood, smiling politely at her. "Maya, it's been lovely getting to know you. You're a good influence on him." When he left, the room fell into quiet again. Ryan let out a long breath and slumped back into the sofa. "That could have gone worse." Maya's voice came out small. "He knows." "Maybe," Ryan said. "Or maybe he just doesn't want to." The walk back. Outside, the rain had started, soft and cool. They walked under the same umbrella, close enough that their hands brushed. You didn't have to say those things, Maya murmured. Which things? The part about me making you want to try. He glanced sideways at her. I meant it. She stopped walking. Ryan. He stopped too, facing her under the streetlight. Maya, I know this started as a mess. You wanted to get rid of your ex. I wanted to survive another semester without a lecture. But somewhere in between, I stopped pretending. Her chest felt too tight. You can't just say that. Why not? Because if you mean it, this whole thing, my scholarship, your dad, everything could fall apart. Ryan gave a small laugh that wasn't really a laugh. You're still thinking about what could go wrong. Because that's what happens when you don't. For a moment they just stood there, rain tapping against the umbrella, the whole campus quiet around them. Finally, Ryan said softly, then tell me what you want. I want this to stop being complicated, she whispered. He nodded once. Then I'll back off. No more pretending. No more pressure. He started to hand her the umbrella, but she caught his wrist. I didn't say I wanted it to stop, she said. I said I wanted it to stop being complicated. Their eyes met. The rain fell harder, drumming against the plastic. Then what are we, Maya? He asked. She opened her mouth, but the answer didn't come. Because she didn't know. Not yet. Later that night, back in her dorm, Maya sat on her bed, still damp from the rain, staring at her phone. One new message blinked on the screen. Ryan, for the record, whatever happens next, no faking. She stared at it until the words blurred. Then she typed back. Maya. We'll see. Her heart was still racing, but this time it didn't feel like panic. It felt like possibility. By Monday morning, everyone on campus had seen the pictures from the gala. Ryan and Maya dancing, laughing, standing under the lights like they'd fallen out of a movie. The captions were endless. Campus power couple. True love goals. If only they knew. The rumor. Maya was halfway across the quad when June ran up to her, breathless. Bad news. Maya stopped cold. What now? Someone posted on the student forum that your relationship is fake. They're saying you made it up for clout and scholarships. Her heart dropped. Who would even? June handed her the phone. The post was already exploding with comments. A few said it couldn't be true. Most didn't. Maya felt her throat tighten. This is going to reach the dean. Already has, June said softly. He's calling you and Ryan into his office this afternoon. The office. The dean's office felt colder than usual. Ryan was already there when Maya arrived, sitting stiffly in the chair beside her. Dean Ward looked tired. You've both seen the rumors. Maya nodded, hands shaking in her lap. Sir, I can explain. The dean raised a hand. No explanations yet. I need to know one thing. Is it true? Silence stretched between them. Ryan's jaw tightened. Maya opened her mouth, but Ryan spoke first. No, he said firmly. It's not fake. Maya turned to him, eyes wide. Ryan. He looked right at her, steady and calm. We didn't plan this. But I like her. A lot. And maybe it started as a mess, but it's not a lie anymore. Dean Ward studied them for a long, heavy moment. Finally, he sighed. The internet will believe what it wants. I can't control that. But I can control how you two behave on my campus. No scandals, no theatrics. Understood. Yes, sir, Ryan said. When they left the office, Maya was still trying to breathe again. You lied for me, she said quietly. Ryan shook his head. I didn't lie this time. The confession. That evening, Maya found him sitting by the fountain, the same spot where the whole disaster had started. He was throwing pebbles into the water, one after another. Your dad bought it, she said, sitting down beside him. He wanted to, Ryan replied. He always wants to think the best of people. She watched the ripples spread across the water. You didn't have to protect me. He smiled faintly. You still don't get it, do you? I wasn't protecting you. I was telling the truth. Maya frowned. Ryan. He turned to her. I like you. Not the rumor version of you. Not the perfect student or the fake girlfriend. Just you. The one who panics in public, who argues about everything, who keeps pretending she doesn't blush. Her breath caught. He went on, voice quiet but certain. You made me care about something again. About school, about people, about myself. So yeah, maybe it started fake. But it's not anymore. Not for me. The world went still for a second. Maya's throat felt dry. You're really bad at following rules, you know that? Ryan grinned, that familiar crooked grin that always disarmed her. Guess I found one worth breaking. She laughed softly. You realize if this blows up, we're both in trouble. Then let's make it worth the trouble. Before she could respond, he leaned in and kissed her. Gentle, certain, no audience this time. No act. Just them. A week later. The storm of gossip faded faster than either of them expected. People moved on to new rumors, new stories. Maya kept her scholarship. Ryan passed his midterms. The dean still sighed every time he saw them together. But now there was a small smile underneath. On the quad one afternoon, Ryan dropped onto the bench beside her. So, Miss Lee, if the fake dating thing is officially retired, what do we call this now? Maya looked at him over her notebook. We call it real. He smiled. Finally. She nudged his shoulder. Don't get used to it. I still have rules. Good, he said, intertwining their fingers. I like breaking them. Maya rolled her eyes but didn't let go. For the first time in a long time, everything felt simple. No lies, no pretending. Just the two of them, sitting under the same sun that had seen every ridiculous mistake they'd made and somehow decided to give them a happy ending anyway. Thank you so much for listening. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more original novel stories. And stay tuned, our next story is coming soon.